left for her room, and by morning, when she woke up, she felt strange. Her grandmother from her room was hearing a croaking sound coming from Udo's room and wondered where the sound was coming from. And upon entering her granddaughter's room, she met a frog on the bed. Once upon a time, in a very beautiful and peaceful community, there lived a very beautiful girl named Udo. Udo was the only child of her parents. Udo's parents were very wealthy people, and they doted on their daughter Udo so much that there was nothing she asked for that wasn't given to her. And so she became a very spoiled child. Udo's character was already beginning to weigh her parents down, and everyone wondered why her parents would let her to be this spoiled. The school Udo attended kept sending her home because of her bad behavior, and anytime she was corrected, she would retort that if they laid a finger on her, that her parents would surely deal with them. Her attitude became so overbearing for the school authorities that they became so perplexed about her character. This became a burden for her parents, and they thought of what to do. The following month, just after she vacated from school, Udo's parents told her that she would be spending the holidays at her maternal home, where she would live with her grandma. She was not happy about it and made a big fuss about it, which made them to later change from their words and said instead that they all will spend at least a week with Mama, and they would take her to so many fun places in the village. She still wasn't interested, as she had her mind set on somewhere else, but her parents promised to do that, but on another time, as they were so busy with work. And this didn't go down well with her. The whole family eventually packed up and set off for the village. When they arrived at the village, Udo's grandma was so happy to see her daughter, and most especially her granddaughter. But Udo refused to hug her, saying she looked so dirty. Udo's mom shouted at her, telling her to stop spilling rubbish from her mouth. That is she okay? Udo's grandmother was still in shock and wondered if her daughter did not raise this girl well. Grandma cried, saying, "So my own flesh and blood is calling me dirty." Udo was immediately asked to apologize to Mama, else she'll be left behind when they are going back. She did not want that to be her case, so she apologized to Mama, saying she will never insult her again. The next day, when Udo woke up, she could not find her parents. So she went to meet Mama and asked where her parents were. Mama said they left the village, that they will be back for her after the summer was over. She cried and thought to herself that her parents deceived her, that it was their plan all along to leave her in this miserable village with Mama. Oh my God, how will I cope? She thought to herself. I hate my parents so much for doing this to me. So they planned to deceive me, so they would send me away to leave me with my grandma. She felt hurt and refused eating for 2 days. Her grandmother would beg and plead that she come out of her room to eat, but she never responded to her calls. On the third day, Udo decided to come out from her room, as she had grown very hungry and famished. Her grandmother made her a special pot of soup to eat. She grudgingly ate of the soup her grandmother took her time to prepare, and did not bother to thank her for the meal. Udo refused helping her grandmother do the house chores or anything concerning doing house chores. All she did was play and made a mess for her grandmother to clean up afterwards. It was not long after she made friends in the village with a girl named Obidi. She would always come to look for Udo, and they would go around the village causing trouble together. Her grandmother would always warn her not to go out anyhow, as she did not know enough about their culture. But she paid a deaf ear to her grandmother's entreaties. One day, Udo came back home holding a rock on her hand. Her grandmother asked where she got it from, as the rock looked so familiar to her. She said she picked it up from the floor. She inquired her again to be sure, but she insisted that she picked it up from the floor. Udo left for her room, and by morning, when she woke up, she felt strange. Her grandmother from her room was hearing a cracking sound coming from Udo's room and wondered where the sound was coming from. And upon entering her granddaughter's room, she met a frog on the bed. She let out a scream immediately, as she instantly remembered where that rock came from. It came from Udubu Cave, where no one is allowed to go away with any object, else they will turn into an animal. Her grandmother hurriedly went through her things, looking for the said stone. She found it, picked up her granddaughter, and quickly went to Udubu Cave, where she returned the stone, and knelt saying a prayer for her granddaughter to be restored to herself again. She went to the chief priest and narrated her ordeal. She was told that the gods are angry, that Udo broke their rule, and that she will be restored to normal only if she successfully passes the test at the other side. Udo's grandmother sent word to her daughter and son-in-law, and they left for the village immediately they got the news about their only daughter. Mama narrated what happened, and Udo's parents prayed that their child comes back to them. 3 days passed, and on the morning of the 4th day, Udo was restored back to herself. She immediately went to hug her grandmother and apologized for lying to her and disobeying her. She also told her parents that she was so sorry for giving them a hard time. She said she had learned her lesson the hard way and promised to be a changed person. They were all stunned by her sudden change in character and asked what transpired at the other side. She said they taught her manners the hard way and told her she would never see her parents if she did not cooperate and act as a good girl. She said it took the special grace as she kept failing the test over and over again. And when she saw some people whose parents gave up on them because of their refusal to change their attitude, she was determined to get her character in check so as not to cause any more problems. She hugged them again and said she was sorry for all the troubles she caused them, and she promised to be a good girl henceforth, as she does not want to ever lose them. They both smiled and hugged her back. They left for their home, and days later, Udo picked up positively in school, and no reports could be heard about her being rude or causing any problems. She even got an award for the best behaved and most improved student, and they all lived in peace and joy. The end. The lesson to be learned from this story is that it is not good to tell a lie or disobey your parents or elders. Learn to listen to your guardians as they know best. Don't intentionally do things that you know are not good because the repercussion may be serious. Don't overly spoil your children because you have the means to do so. Note that the consequences for that may be grave. Thank you so much for watching till the end. Please click on the subscribe button to support us. Turn on the post notification to get notified when I upload a new story. Like, share, and comment your thoughts. Till then, bye.